Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Thank you so much for being here today. Regardless of when or where, here is for you, because of course the conversation we are going to be having today through this video is a quantum conversation, meaning it's not limited by time, space, or distance. So regardless of when on your timeline or where in the world you are listening, I do believe that whenever you've aligned with this video, there is some kind of message meant for you. Now, with that being said, your intuition is the compass of your life experience here on earth. So always take whatever you are hearing and measure it against your own intuition when it comes to determining which messages are meant for you and which might be meant for others. Now, right away, I am getting a really powerful message for the Divine Feminine Collective here. So if you do resonate specifically as a Divine Feminine, some of these messages may particularly be for you. Of course, we all do have a balance internally of both the divine feminine and divine masculine energies. So these messages could apply to your internal divine masculine, your internal divine feminine, or an external person or situation. And of course, once again, your intuition is the guide through all of that. And it's interesting we're talking here about us each having a balance of divine feminine and divine masculine energies within, because the download and the message that I wanted to share at the beginning of this reading for the Divine Feminine Collective is the power of being able to integrate your internal energies, and in doing so, to find a deeply entrenched sense of balance and stability within yourself. Because as you, as a divine feminine being, learn to balance your internal divine feminine and your internal divine masculine essences, you become highly magnetic. You completely heal any patterns or tendencies of codependency in your friendships, in your family relationships, in your romantic connections, because you are your source of stability. You are your source of confidence, of empowerment, but also, in a sense, you are your own muse. Because the sense of stability and inner strength and confidence comes from drawing upon your internal divine masculine essence that can create structure, that can protect, that can defend. You strengthen this energy through protecting yourself, your energy, your boundaries, giving to what feeds your soul and gives back to you in a reciprocated way. Beginning to really step into your personal power and confidence completely outside of any other person, situation, or connection. On the other side of that equation, when you really fully embody your divine feminine energy, you are someone who is capable of being soft, of being open and receptive, moving with the flow of the universe, tapping into this deep and really truly limitless reservoir of creativity within yourself, from which you can breathe life and be the conduit for the most profound, ingenious creations physically imaginable, however you choose to go about creating, all the while, of course, protecting and focusing and structuring that creative energy using your divine masculine side. So this is the beauty of really allowing the interplay of those two energies within your own being. And like I said, this becomes highly magnetic. And I'm not just talking romantically, although that is something to be mentioned, because you do become a force to be reckoned with in love, in romantic situations. You no longer give off an energy of neediness, of codependency, because once again, you are your source and you recognize yourself as that source of stability, protection, unconditional love through unconditional self-love. You are your source of inspiration and creativity. You are truly like this generator of stability and energy and love. And this emits a brand new kind of energetic force field or signal, so to speak, that other people are beginning to respond to in a really strong way once you make that shift. And the reason there I just said some are beginning to respond to this is because the reason this message is coming through is that this is exactly the work so many of you listening have already done on yourself. You have really discovered how to find that stability from within rather than seeking it externally, how to find that validation from within, while at the same time staying grounded in the present moment, staying in flow, really allowing your creative energy to flow, which of course is all representative of that healed divine feminine energy. I'm also getting that many of you listening are really learning the art of being able to tap into different aspects of yourself at will. You are really beginning to recognize and to move as the multifaceted being that you are. And what we mean by that is you are really discovering how to draw upon different aspects of your divine feminine or divine masculine nature, different aspects of your interests, your passions, really different pieces of your soul that make up that multifaceted nature. In the past, you may have been, I should say, others may have attempted to influence you because you really weren't influenced into doing this. You are someone who carries a very strong spirit. And frankly, if you are a divine feminine who resonates with this reading, I feel in my soul you are not someone who can be externally manipulated or influenced to do anything. You are truly your own compass. You truly move to the sound of your own drum, as we sometimes say. And so others attempted to influence you to choose an aspect of yourself and to just fully throw yourself into that one aspect or facet of your being, but it never quite fit you. So over the course of this lifetime, you may have tried to take on certain identities that were pieces of yourself, but were never meant to be the entire picture because you thought you had to live by the definition of others. But now what we are coming into is this powerful and deep, it's almost a subconscious realization that we are born to be multifaceted, that we do not incarnate here to be limited or restricted to certain pieces or parts of ourself, but to be fully expressed in all that we are. And in fact, when we are living as that fully expressed soul, we are truly in our highest state of thriving. From an energy perspective, we are aligning with the highest vibrational timeline imaginable or available for us in that moment, simply by allowing ourselves to express every aspect and facet of who we are at the authentic core soul level. And the reason all of this is coming through is because I see that's exactly what the divine feminine I'm speaking to here has been doing. She has been learning to allow herself the freedom to express all of those parts, pieces, and aspects of herself, many of which may have gone repressed or at least unexpressed fully for a long time. Now, I also was getting the energy of a sphinx, and the sphinx energy is very mysterious and quiet, and yet extremely powerful. This is also not an energy to be messed with. And this is what I'm picking up best describes your energy at this time, because you are coming off as very mysterious, almost unknowable to others. Even if you don't realize that you are giving off this mysterious energy, you may not intentionally be acting in a secretive way. It's just that there are many people who are trying to figure you out. They've sensed through the quantum connections you have with them energetically that something has shifted within you. A lot of what they're shifting does have to do with what we talked about earlier, that balancing of your internal divine masculine and divine feminine that's rendering you highly magnetic. But they can't really piece together consciously where this shift has come from. So it's got them feeling this almost burning curiosity about you, about your life, about what you're up to at this moment in time. And yet, when it comes to approaching you, people subconsciously recognize to treat your presence as sacred. So there are many people who actually would like to reach out to you, to approach you, to offer you something, but they aren't doing so yet. And the reason is because that other aspect of the Sphinx energy, yes, it's mysterious, yes, it's quiet, but it's extremely powerful. And it has an edge to it in the sense that, again, this isn't an energy that you want to mess with. And how I feel this parallels you and your energy at this time is that while people are extremely intrigued by this mystery that seems to surround you, they are also aware that there is this edge to your energy where you are highly focused, highly protected, very much embodying your sacred divine essence at this time. So approaching you is almost like entering the throne room for a queen, for someone who's really powerful, sitting on a throne and gaining an audience with them, having this limited time to speak and needing to choose their actions and their words very carefully to show the degree of respect for that person's time and energy that they deserve. That is like you sitting on that throne, and people are almost like at the door of the throne room, wanting to come in, wanting to have an audience with you, but valuing your energy so highly that they know better than to approach you before they are fully ready, in a sense, before that offer is fully formed and fully ready and worth your time. So you can take this when it comes to work opportunities, platonically, socially, but for many of you, I'm getting that this is applying romantically. So if you are someone who is romantically open to connections at this time, if you are in the dating world, I am getting that there are certain masculine energies who, in a sense, are at this door of your throne room, metaphorically, and wanting to make some kind of offer, wanting to come in. And in fact, if they valued or respected you less, they would come in with an offer because they wouldn't be as concerned about how it would come across. But it's almost like they see themselves as having this chance with you to have an audience, to be in your presence. But they have to be very cautious and very calculated about how they present themselves to you and how they utilize the time and the energy that you give them. So your guides are coming through to say some of the masculine energies that actually value you the highest will actually keep their distance from you until they are fully feeling ready and prepared of making an offer that's truly worth your time. In fact, for some of you, there might be a specific person that is kind of doing this, sort of biding their time, keeping a little bit of a distance, allowing something to percolate or to come into full form so that they can make that move towards you or make that offer towards you. Now, I'm getting that if this is applying, this would be a masculine energy who keeps you lightly in touch, so they don't want to lose connection entirely with you. And yet, anytime you would speak or communicate with this person in the physical, if those communications are occurring, you would intuitively be highly aware that things are being left out of the conversation in almost a noticeable way. There's like a heavier energy hanging in the air than what's being spoken. And this is because with the card, I need to tell you the truth. There's a masculine coming up here who, yes, they might be keeping you lightly in their circle or in their life or in communication. But there's also this distance, or again, things that are going unsaid. And if this is connecting for you, this person is coming up in the card, I need to tell you the truth. So let's channel here into what this truth is that this person wants to tell you. Okay, a card came flying out, and this is man holding a heart in the reverse position. I'm hearing my heart is not available to other people. So this may be a masculine energy who feels so, the words in love with you are coming out here, even though that might seem extreme in your circumstances, but that's truly what they want to say, whoever I'm channeling here. They're so in love with you that it's like their heart isn't available to other people. It's interesting because I don't believe there's a 3D romantic relationship between you in most cases, and yet this masculine almost feels as though you've taken them off the market in some kind of an unexplainable way. It's unexplainable even to them. This masculine doesn't even seem to understand it. With the World card in the upright position, this is someone who's been feeling very lonely, but also very focused on their own expansion. Now I'm getting their expansion may look very different than what you might consider a spiritual awakening or a spiritual expansion, because their expansion has been much more focused on either their work, their career, their material life, their material world. It's been much more 3D focused than the radical expansion you've undergone in the last several years. And yet it's material on the surface, but there's something stirring at the spiritual level as well. That's not to say that these aren't spiritual changes taking place. It's just that they're happening in a much less conscious way. And that's very typical of masculine energy, that when they go through an expansion, even though it directly impacts their soul, their energy, their spirit, even how they consciously view the world and view spirituality, those changes tend to take place in a much less conscious way than how they occur for the divine feminine. It's almost like the changes occur subconsciously, and then one day they wake up and just see something entirely differently. Whereas for the feminine, she tends to work through those paradigm shifts and those changes in a much more conscious way, step by step. So she's more consciously aware every step of the way as those changes are happening. She's researching, she's looking into it, she's asking questions about it. Whereas again, for the masculine, it's like it just changes him at this deep cellular energetic level, and he one day wakes up feeling or seeing things so differently. Now, with woman holding a heart reversed, this is a masculine inquiring whether you are feeling the same. So this is someone feeling like their heart isn't available because of the connection that they feel with you. For some of you, this could be someone from your past who's just always felt connected to you or never gotten over you. And it's almost like this person's trying to read your mind or trying to get into your head and see if you are feeling the same way. Can I get more information? with Angel of Balance reversed, this is someone who's been feeling really unbalanced lately. This may have something to do with their time, their work schedule, just feeling energetically depleted or not feeling like they've been able to really just be in the present moment or create or have fun in their life. There's kind of a seriousness about their energy or about their life lately, but I'm hearing you are an escape from the heaviness or the seriousness of this person's daily life. It's like you transport them from the mundane into this energetic space that's almost magical in nature. And this has been another download coming through for the Divine Feminine Collective, which is your energy tends to have this effect on others, especially the masculines that you are connected to, even platonically, but yes, romantically as well, where your energy transports people. First of all, it transports people to a deeper place within themselves. It connects them with their own inner being, with their soul. That's also why your energy can be highly triggering to certain individuals, because imagine if you are someone who doesn't like to face your true authentic self, or who's been living very disconnected from that authentic self, and then you meet someone who instantly transports you to that very raw, authentic place. You'd feel uncomfortable in that energy. And that's why you trigger certain people in your life. But equally, many people become addicted to the way it's almost like your presence is a form of meditation. We talk about meditation helping you to really relax into the core of your being and release some of those constant conscious forms of chatter that block that connection to your own quiet inner knowing. Well, it's almost like your presence has that effect to an extent on other people, where it helps them to let down their guard and to ease into that authentic space within themselves, just like a meditation. But again, some people are very resistant to that kind of effect because they are uncomfortable with what that authentic truth would reveal to them. So that is why at this time, you are only capable of fully attracting in and sustaining connections with people who are truly unafraid of their most authentic self. So yes, you can attract and connect with people from all different backgrounds, all different walks of life, even different belief systems. But the key is those who remain in your life have to feel comfortable with who they are on an authentic level. Because if they are not comfortable with that authentic self, they will feel highly triggered just by your presence, and they will run away from you. Now, here I have the crown chakra reversed. So the specific masculine coming up here is definitely feeling a bit disconnected from their own spiritual self. And I'm hearing a long time. So this person may have actually actively disconnected from their own soul for a while. They specifically may have had other masculine friends around them who were very either toxic or harsh, or just what we think of as the embodiment of kind of a toxic masculinity, very disconnected from their own internal divine feminine, very superficial as well. And the influence of some of these other people, again, this won't be for everyone, but for the specific individuals coming through here, these other influences almost influence this person down a path that was very, very inconsistent with their true soul's highest vibrational timeline. Now, I'm getting that their highest vibrational timeline naturally involves some kind of a connection with you, or the opportunity for a connection with you. Now, of course, you are the conscious creator of your own realities, so you can decide if or how you want to connect with this particular masculine, even if he does choose to align with that highest timeline where the two of you would have windows of opportunity to connect in an aligned fashion. Of course, though, all of that is your free will choice. But I am getting that this masculine's choice to be influenced by these lower vibrational masculine could be friends, could be coworkers around him, could be family members, actually led him down a path that made it very difficult for the two of you to connect in the physical. But what I'm sensing is almost this coming back, like this very gradual realignment of this masculine with that true soul's path, but emphasis on the word gradual. This does seem to be happening very, very slowly. So you might notice this person popping into your reality, popping into your dreams here and there. I did pull a card here. Yeah, this is the Four of Swords reversed. So this is about this masculine coming out of an isolation. But what I'm getting is this loneliness that they were feeling, that isolation they were experiencing wasn't physical because they've had people physically around them. This was a mental and spiritual isolation because this masculine has been surrounded by incarnated souls that are very, very different from their own. It's almost like this is a masculine who was, or for some of them may still be, surrounded by karmic energies embodied physically. I'm talking possibly karmic family members, karmic friend circles, karmic romantic relationships. It's like this masculine had many different karmic lessons to learn through different people, but at a soul level, they've really not met many people that they connect with authentically and soulfully. But you are one of those people that they do or did seem to connect with in a very soulful and authentic way. And that is exactly why this masculine feels you have their heart. Or for those of you who know this person from your past, you still have their heart. Now, the next card to come out here is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse position. So this is someone who is having some issues related to their finances. I feel a bit of secretiveness around this. So this most likely isn't something that they're openly talking about. They're feeling very restricted or limited when it comes to their financial situation, but they are beginning to turn down a happier or better path. Again, it's a slow process, but they're also getting the Nine of Swords reversed. It's like this light at the end of the tunnel energy. So they are beginning, it's like things are just beginning to look up for this person. But again, it's a gradual process and they have gone through a very challenging time, but it feels like the worst of that is over and things are beginning to lighten up. It's just happening very slowly. And as things continue to lighten up for this person, you can expect them to pop into your reality increasingly. And that is because, once again, when this masculine is more in alignment with his highest vibrational timeline, the two of you are naturally connecting. You've played no small role in helping this masculine uplift themselves, by the way. With the Magician card, I'm getting you don't even realize how much you've uplifted this person because 99.9% of that vibrational upliftment effect has happened entirely from a higher self level or from a subconscious level. So this isn't something you're necessarily aware of playing a role in. It's just that this masculine is part of your soul family. Whether this is a soulmate or a twin flame, only you can know the nature of this connection. But because they are connected in with you in the quantum field, because they share a similar or identical core soul frequency to your own, this means that when you raise your own vibration, you raise the vibration of the whole, and especially the people who have the privilege of being more closely connected to you, either physically or quantumly, like this masculine energy. So when you've chosen to balance your internal divine masculine and divine feminine, as you've chosen to raise your vibration, you've lifted up everyone who gets the privilege. And that's so emphasized here. It is a privilege to be connected to you. You lift up everyone around you. And this masculine specifically has felt this effect. It's helping them to raise their head from these very dark times that they've been going through to really begin to see this light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm getting that you're going to see them coming more increasingly into your physical reality or wanting to communicate more and more deeply and intimately with you as these changes continue progressing. So, wow, I don't know who this specific reading is for. We did get kind of hyper specific with this one dominant masculine energy coming through very strongly. I do sense that this isn't going to resonate for everyone, so only take it if it does connect. If this is resonating, then I will be channeling more details about this situation on Patreon. So we will be looking into what this masculine is specifically thinking and feeling, what this truth is that they want to come forward with, how them showing up in your reality might look in the coming months or years as these changes continue occurring. We will also be reading more into your aura and channeling into anyone or anything else that might be connected to you energetically or thinking of you heavily, feeling heavy emotions about you, anything like that. So the link to those extended details and messages on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. To close out this first reading here on YouTube, you guys know I love to close these readings with a beautiful Rumi Oracle message. And I actually already shuffled for these cards and 2 cards came out. So I'm going to collect these from the floor where they actually flew onto. And I might channel a message from both of these cards today. The first one is Beyond Death, Life. And the next one is the Angel Rasbar. The numbers 1 or the number 27 may be significant to someone listening here. And with that one energy, I'm just getting this energy of renewal, of some kind of a major rebirth here. So for that first card, the guidebook says, I am calling to you. Can you hear me? Listen. Within your heart, there I speak. My voice rings true. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all you have known, for what you have known is now too small for your soul. Bear your uncertainty with equanimity. I am certain enough for both of us. Allow me to show you the light that you are, that burns within you, blazing angel of heavenly purity. I will unveil you to yourself. Now I'm going to read a little bit from the other card here as well. So here the guidebook says, you are being empowered to serve, to assist, to offer a genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of heaven. Such is the capacity bestowed upon the soul that is wise and filled with love, and therefore desiring to serve. When you know how to feel for the silence, to surrender into it, you can transmit it in so many ways, through the peace you cultivate in your heart in your own daily living, through your presence, through your art, even through your voice, written, sung, or spoken. Yes, even through sound, if that is your path of service. Silence can emanate through your voice, and divine silence can be felt in the heart of others. So shall you trust in the wisdom of the Master who bids you to serve? Will you choose to put aside your doubts and instead believe in yourself and the power of divine love that will reach out to the world through your willing soul? That feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. Again, if you do feel guided to join me now in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. And of course, if my energy connects with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love and light today. Have a beautiful remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.